Namibia versus Botswana, which country is better? Hello Displorers, welcome back to another exciting video presented to you by Displore, and thanks for watching. You guys seem to really like these comparison videos, though a handful of people still don't get the point of these videos. We have been receiving lots of requests to compare Namibia to Mozambique, Namibia to Botswana, and Botswana to Lesotho. Our internal team decided to go with Botswana and Namibia. So in this video, we shall be putting two very beautiful Southern African countries together, Namibia and Botswana, against each other to see which country comes on top. We decided to pair these countries because apart from the fact that they are both Southern African countries, they have a lot of similarities. However, there are some aspects that set these countries apart and make one have an edge over the other. Many factors go into deciding which country is a better option, such as the primary aim for the trip and what you intend doing in either country. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. In this video, we will put both countries face to face in terms of geography and demography, infrastructure, economy, standard of living, tourism and security to see which country comes on top, in what aspects and overall. But first, let us start with the demography and geography of both countries. Geography and demography. Botswana, officially known as the Republic of Botswana, is a landlocked country in Southern Africa. Formerly the British protectorate of Bechuanaland, Botswana adopted its name after becoming independent within the Commonwealth on the 30th of September 1966. Since then, it has been a representative republic with a consistent record of uninterrupted democratic elections and the lowest perceived corruption ranking in Africa since at least 1998. Botswana is topographically flat and has a surface area of 581,730 square kilometers, with up to 70% of its territory being the Kalahari Desert. Its capital and largest city is Gaborone, where you can find lots of beautiful and interesting features. Botswana is a very sparsely populated country in the world and with a population of about 2.3 million people. Interestingly enough, just about 10% of this population live in the capital city. Botswana is semi-arid due to the short rain season. However, the relatively high altitude of the country and its continental situation gives it a subtropical climate. The dry season in Botswana lasts from April to October in the south and to November in the north, where rainfall totals are higher. The south of the country is most exposed to cold winds during the month of May to late August, when the average temperatures are around 14 degrees Celsius. Just like Botswana, Namibia is also a country in Southern Africa with a population of about 2.54 million people spread over 825,615 kilometers square of land. Its capital and largest city is Windhoek. The Namib Desert, after which the country is named, is considered to be the oldest desert in the world. Namibia is the first country in the world to incorporate the protection of the environment into its constitution. Namibia is one of the hottest countries in the world with an average of 300 days of sunshine. During the months of December to March, it is generally hot throughout the country. The main rainy season starts in January, often with thunder showers. During April to May, rains might still occur, but the temperatures slowly start to drop. Though Namibia is larger than Botswana in terms of land area and population, both countries have almost the same climate with variation in months, so for this round, both countries share the same point. Infrastructure. Botswana's infrastructure has improved tremendously over the years. The country currently has 971 kilometers of railway lines, 18,482 kilometers of roads, and 92 airports, of which 12 have paved runways. The paved road network has almost entirely been constructed since independence in 1966. The national airline is Air Botswana, which flies domestically and to other countries in Africa. Botswana Railways is the national railways company that forms a crucial link in the Southern African regional railway systems. Botswana Railways offers rail-based transport and logistics solutions to move a range of commodities for the mining sector and primary industries, passenger trains, services, and dry ports. In terms of power infrastructure in Botswana, the country produces coal for electricity and oil is imported into the country. Recently, the country has taken a large interest in renewable energy sources and has completed a comprehensive strategy that will attract investors in the wind, solar and biomass renewable energy industries. Botswana also benefits from its location next to South Africa. This has allowed Botswana access to South Africa's telecommunications infrastructure. Botswana's desire to become an international financial service center is a key factor driving the improvement of the country's landline and cellular telephone networks. It has one of the highest rates of cell phone use on the continent, and the line is provided by Botswana Telecommunications Corporation. Internet usage is increasing, with an estimated 15% of the population having access to internet, according to the Global Information Technology Report. Namibia, on the other hand, has a well-established road infrastructure, which is one of the best in Africa. The majority of towns and communities can be reached by a network of quality gravel truck, main and district road networks totaling a distance of 48,117 kilometers, including 4,500 kilometers of tarred roads. The country is linked by roads to Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana and South Africa. Namibia's railway network is managed by Trans-Namib Holdings Limited and comprises 2,382 kilometers of 1.067 meters narrow gauge railway lines. The main line runs from the South African border via Keetmanshoop to Windhoek, Okananja, Swakopmund and Walvis Bay. A northern section links up with Omaruru, Otiwarongo, Otavi, Ntsumeb and Grootfontein. Namibia has 29 airports, with the Hosea Kutako International Airport being the largest. Walvis Bay is the country's main port, while Lüderitz is a smaller secondary port. The ports are operated by the Namibian Port Authority. The port of Walvis Bay has a depth of 12.8 meters and can accommodate container vessels with a capacity of 2,200 to 2,400 tons. With regards to telecommunications, Namibia's telecommunications is fairly developed. The country has 3 mobile operators with over 1 million mobile subscribers and over 200,000 Namibians having access to internet service. When it comes to infrastructure, both countries are almost at the same level. Both countries have beautiful, clean cities, but Namibia has a slight edge over Botswana due to the dilapidating nature of Botswana's infrastructure. Economy. The economy of Botswana is currently one of the world's fastest growing economies, averaging about 5% per annum over the past decade. Since independence, Botswana has had one of the fastest growth rates in per capita income in the world. Botswana has transformed itself from one of the poorest countries in the world to an upper middle class income country. GDP per capita in Botswana grew from $1,344 in 1950 to $15,015 in 2016. As of 2020, the country has a nominal GDP of about $19.6 billion and a nominal GDP per capita of about $8,200. It has the 4th highest gross national income at purchasing power parity in Africa. The economy of Botswana is mainly dependent on mining, agriculture, tourism and trade. Namibia's economy is tied closely to South Africa's due to their shared history. The largest economic sectors in the country are mining, agriculture, manufacturing and tourism. Namibia has a highly developed banking sector with modern infrastructure such as online banking and cell phone banking. The Bank of Namibia is the central bank of Namibia, responsible for performing all other functions ordinarily performed by a central bank. Namibia's economy is heavily dependent on the extraction and processing of minerals for export. Mining accounts for about 12.5% of GDP, but provides more than 50% of foreign exchange earnings. Namibia is also one of the world's largest producers of uranium. The Chinese-owned uranium mine began producing uranium ore in 2017 and is expected to reach full production in August 2020 and produce over 50 million pounds of uranium a year. Namibia also produces large quantities of zinc and is a smaller producer of gold and copper. Namibia's economy remains vulnerable to world commodity price fluctuations and drought. As of 2020, Namibia has a nominal GDP of $14.1 billion. The economies of both countries of Namibia and Botswana are some of the most emerging economies in Africa, but given the fact that Botswana has a higher GDP than Namibia, we give it up for Botswana for this round. Standard of living. Now, when it comes to standard of living, both countries enjoy some of the best standard of living on the continent. On the Human Development Index, Botswana ranks above Namibia with 0.72, while Namibia has 0.64, indicating Botswana is a more developed country than Namibia. And we all know the more developed the country, the better the standard of living. Botswana also has a higher per capita income at $8,235 and a purchasing power parity per capita of over $18,000, while Namibia has a per capita income of $5,228 and a per capita purchasing power parity of $11,500. Again, the figures don't lie, so when it comes to standard of living between both countries, the point goes to Botswana. Tourism. Botswana has a much organized tourism industry. Its principal tourist attractions are its game reserves with hunting and photographic safaris available. Other attractions include the Okavango Delta region, which during the rainy season is a maze of waterways, islands and lakes. The tourism industry also helps to diversify Botswana's economy and traditional sources such as diamonds and beef, which has led to the creation of many jobs. Botswana offers the traveler a choice of accommodation options from top-class tourist hotels, luxury lodges, and safari camps to budget guest houses and camping grounds. The major tourist areas have a choice of private lodges, safari camps, and public camping sites. The country thus attracts about 1 million tourists every year, which greatly contributes to the country's GDP. Namibia, on the other hand, is amongst the prime destinations in Africa and is known for ecotourism, which features Namibia's extensive wildlife. Tourism in Namibia is a major industry, contributing about $7.2 billion Namibian dollars to the country's GDP. Annually, over 1.5 million travelers visit Namibia. In December 2010, Namibia was ranked 5th best tourist destination in the world in terms of value by Lonely Planet. There are a lot of amazing places to visit in Namibia, including national parks, beaches and cities. To know more about tourism industry in Namibia and the best places to visit in Namibia, click on the card on your screen. Both countries are amazing countries to visit. However, Namibia wins this round with a more lucrative tourism industry. Security. Botswana and Namibia are featured on the list of the most peaceful countries in Africa. Both countries are politically stable and very safe for visitors. Well, there are petty thefts every now and then, but the forces of law and order are always there to intervene. So for this round, both countries share a point. Conclusion. From a distance, Botswana and Namibia look very much alike, but after the detailed analysis we've just presented, it is evident that there are differences that set both nations apart. As per analysis, with regards to demography and geography, Namibia has a larger population and surface area, but Botswana takes that point because of a more friendly climate than that of Namibia. Infrastructure in both countries is almost on the same level, though on the grand scale of things, the point goes to Namibia. The standard of living in Botswana is better, giving the score higher than Namibia on the Human Development Index, and also have a higher GDP per capita than Botswana. Botswana takes the point on economy with a larger economy than that of Namibia, but Namibia grabs the points for having a bigger tourism industry than Botswana. Both countries are very safe, hence it's 4 points for Botswana and 3 points for Namibia, following our 6 parameters comparison. But remember what we said at the very beginning of the video, your choice of which country you prefer depends on your primary reason for the trip, so the choice still falls back on your laps. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.